Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review, where Susie and I are out for our very first epic road trip of 2021.
That's right, everyone. We are hitting the road, and our final destination will be in Utah. We will be stopping at numerous places. We will be exploring parts of New Mexico, Colorado. I mean, who knows what we're going to get into. It's going to be a couple of weeks of traveling and exploring.
With this adventure, everyone, we are going to show you all and share with you all some really cool things. Places that you may have never seen before. Places that look like they are like on different planets. It is going to be awesome, and I can't wait. Everyone, the adventure begins now. Listen to the purr of that V8, folks. The new exhaust sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It does.
It is loud. Awesome for me, bad for you. Sorry about that. I like having a good exhaust on my trucks. So previously I had Flowmasters, they rusted out, and I put Flowmasters back on it. Sounds even better. Just in case you do not know, this is Drifter, our 2011 Toyota Tundra, and this is our home for the next couple of weeks. Inside of this truck is everything that we need to survive, to have a great time, to be comfortable. This is not the first time that we've overlanded in this truck. We went to Colorado last year for a quick trip. Really, we were forced out because of the wildfires.
That trip was not as long as we would have liked for it to be, and that's how road trips go. You have to be flexible.
Now, Susie brings up a great point. You have to be flexible when it comes to your road trips. Sometimes you won't be able to make the mileage that you want to, or a place will be too busy. For Susie and I, it's all about solitude, peace, and quiet. Coronavirus is still a thing, so we want to stay away from everybody. We don't want to take any chances. So, yeah, you have to be flexible.
What we are doing works for us, and we are doing it in a manner where we feel safe and good about things. We use our truck, and we like to really be stealthy and incognito as we're traveling. You don't look at this truck and think, oh, those people are overlanding and sleeping in their vehicle. So hopefully you can pick up on tips and tricks that we do so you are able to travel the country in the same way. It's been a couple of years now since we've been able to take a flight, and I'm not sure that's going to change anytime soon. I'm not ready to fly, and we will have to keep driving across the country to explore.
I personally would not get on an airplane for anything. Not unless like life and death matters were on hand, but plus it is much more of an adventure to drive. We are going to see so many crazy things, crazy people. I mean, we started out the trip and we saw that little Toyota truck that had been seriously modified in the worst way possible. That thing was covered. Well, it had a CB antenna that had balls all over it. Then it had a pair of balls hanging from the back. It had some jacked up exhaust. The tires were super wide. The suspension was broken, so the backside was like almost touching the ground.
It made no sense.
It made no sense. When you're on the road, you will see some crazy stuff, some crazy people, and I love it. I love it.
we have hit our first slowdown on the interstate. Pretty typical, as there's a lot of wrecks and things like that. We are slowly moving. We have not come to a complete stop yet, but after we get through this, we are going to look for a place to stop and have lunch.
Now here's a tip for you all. Whenever you come up to a slowdown, turn on your hazard lights for the vehicles behind you. They may not notice that a slowdown is taking place, so turn on your blinkers, then you can turn them off once the vehicle behind you is slowing down as well. It's a great way to prevent getting rear-ended. Oftentimes people don't see brake lights, but they will notice the yellow hazard lights. Susie, it's lunchtime.
It is lunchtime.
At our favorite place. We are at a rest area, someplace in Tennessee. So far, the adventure's going well. Stopping for lunch. We're about 3 hours away from the campground, so that's not bad. But we're starving.
We made simple sandwiches. We're gonna share a banana and have some peanut butter bites. We are trying to eat pretty healthy on this trip and keeping things simple as well. When we have the opportunity to cook, we will, so we will be cooking tonight. For now, that's really about it. It is not that exciting in the east. I think as we move more west, things will really get interesting. But for now, we're just gonna enjoy our lunch and then hit the road.
Do I peel? When you cut a banana in half, how do I attack this? I push it out, I think.
No.
No? Ah. She's done this before. Some say she's the banana master, so. That's her trail name. Wouldn't that be awful?
That's my hidden talent.
She's a master of bananas. Let's talk about where we're headed with this trip. Now, initially we were thinking about heading to Utah and going to a location that is known as the Valley of the Gods. We are definitely going there, but I think we need to make a stop first in New Mexico. We need to head to the New Mexico Badlands.
Oh.
Yeah. What we have in mind is going to be epic. I'm not even going to say anything else about it, but I promise you, most of you have never seen anything like this, so it's going to be very cool. All in all, it's been a good day, been very quiet. There's just not much to film, really. We'll be arriving at the campsite at 5 o'clock. Let's wrap this up, Susie.
Coffee time.
Coffee time.
At 5.
Woohoo!
To our camp spot for tonight. We got in about 7 hours of driving time, and we used Hip Camp to find this camping spot. This place is very close to the interstate, and that works well for our travels because we are using the interstate so we can make the fastest progress, so we have more time to explore. This place turns out to be 1 mile from the interstate. It's very quiet, it's very cheap. They allow RVs to park here. They have sites for tent camping, or you can car camp. Overall, I think it's a win. We will see how our night goes, but it's really quiet, chilly, a little breezy. I think it's gonna work out.
So this is our spot here. We can have a fire if we want to, probably won't. It's pretty breezy tonight. First things first, we are going to get the truck ready and then get the coffee going. I have the bedding all set up for tonight. My side, Susie's side. We have our shelf system up here, and we have 2 shelves. Right now it's doubled up over here, but we can move another one towards the bottom if we need the space. Sleeping pad, blankets. We each have a down blanket, and so on and so forth. We have an electric blanket on top just in case we need it. All in all though, tonight it's not supposed to be very cold. I think it's supposed to be around like 45 degrees, something like that. We have Max Tracks and other gear mounted on the sides, along with our backpacking gear down here at the bottom.
We also added a pad at the back of our tailgate because our truck bed is rhino lined and it's very hard on your knees. So this removable pad helps a lot with sitting, or if you have to kneel, it makes it much more comfortable. I'm going with Trader Joe's coffee. I have no idea what Luke is having. Even though it's getting late into the evening, I still needed my cup of coffee. So it is what it is. I'm chugging some coffee right now. What Luke and I are doing for this trip is we have a quick coffee set. That's where we can access a small stove, our pot, and we can have instant coffee. We also have our press with us, so we will be making coffee like that in the mornings, filling up our travel mugs. But there's times when you stop and you need something fast. You don't have time to use the French press.
The deployment of our overland system is very quick. We basically pulled in, we got the back of the truck ready. That took about 5 minutes. We made coffee. That took a couple of minutes. And we are pretty much ready for the night. With our bedding back there, once we have it set up like we do now, we don't have to do this again. We can leave it set up as we travel. Cheers, babe.
Cheers.
Dinner tonight, everyone, is going to be awesome. We are having beef lo mein, homemade, right here in the campground. Susie's grabbing the ingredients. I have the stove set up, and the sun is about to go down. Susie, that looks awesome.
It does. It smells really good too.
It's funny, folks. Susie and I, we were just talking about the exhaust system here on the truck. And anytime that I mention exhaust systems or anything like that, I think back to high school. I had a buddy, his very first car, and just about everybody's first car in high school was a piece of shit. A friend of mine, he had a Volkswagen Beetle from like the 70s that was so rusted out. Like when you were in it, your feet can touch pavement. There was no floorboard at all. That was actually kind of fun to ride around in. You never knew what was gonna happen. But my buddy, he had a Buick Regal, which was like a grandma's car. And so, you know, if you didn't have a really nice ride or a good sound system, the next thing that you can do was make it loud. So he straight piped that from the engine, cut the muffler off. It was a V6. It sounded so awful, but it was so loud. You could hear that thing from like 2 miles away. You could hear him coming. Like, I remember one time I passed him like going over this hill, and I was like, what is that noise? And then when he passed me, I knew what it was. So funny.
Oh gosh. I think when we were in high school, it was all about you wanted a loud car or a loud truck, and you wanted like the biggest sound system.
Sure.
Like you would put a speaker in your entire trunk.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
A big subwoofer.
Yeah.
Rattle your car to pieces.
Yeah.
That's so funny because your boyfriend in high school, before I stole her, he had the crappiest sound system in his car. Do you remember that thing?
I do remember.
Every time like he'd stop at a stoplight, it would kill the battery. And I used to hang out with him all the time. It was the most embarrassing thing. Because like sometimes he couldn't get the dang thing started. It was awful.
I think everybody had the worst sound system.
Sounded so terrible.
I mean, do people do that anymore? I feel like everybody just wants to plug in their phone and their phone plays through their car speakers.
Do you remember my car?
Yeah, the Corsica.
Yeah.
White Corsica.
Also known as piece of crap. I remember one time I snuck her out of school. Did you get in the trunk?
I think to leave I did get in the trunk.
I snuck a lot of people out in the trunk. Anyway, so we went to an overlook. Remember I had to take you somewhere and that car was like and you asked me, I remember, like if I was going to be able to get you back to school.
Yeah.
It was such a hunk of crap.
But you would give your keys to other girls because I guess maybe she was your girlfriend at the time, but she had the keys to your car.
Okay.
And like we took your car to Wendy's and got Frosties.
Oh, really?
Because you would just give her your keys.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Amber?
Yes.
Oh God, that's funny.
Oh well.
Oh,
okay.
well.
So I was in your car before you even knew it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. Okay.
You.
Can you dump all that in here?
Oh God, that's funny. It's all coming out, everyone.
It's all coming out.
She got with me because of my sweet ride.
The Corsica.
Yeah. It ran like crap. Had blown speakers. It didn't even sound good. Hell, it barely ran.
Those were the good old days.
Oh, those are good times.
We threw the meat and the egg rolls into the noodle pot and we're just gonna let everything warm up, mesh together.
It'll be time to eat in no time.
It will.
So, Susie, there are two things that I know for certain. First off, this smells great. I'm starving. Is that two things? Maybe there's three. Whatever. And the next one is that it's getting cold.
It is getting cold.
Yeah. Or cool. Not really cold, but
it's chilly.
It's chilly.
It's chilly.
Yeah.
All right, let's eat. Then we can get into the warm truck.
Rub.
The steak is good.
That is freaking awesome, Susie.
It tastes great.
Susie may not remember this, but with our last road trip, we had lo mein the very first night.
I remember.
Are you sure?
I planned this.
And she actually told me that a minute ago. So we are going to eat dinner because it's getting dark quick. Bye. Bye for now.
Yum.
Yum. Well, everyone, it has been a good evening. Susie and I hopped in the truck. We've just been taking it easy. We got in, we fired up the electric blanket. Super nice, just to like get warm and comfy.
I think it's bedtime. I'm tired. I have a full day of driving tomorrow.
She does, and I mean, you just sit there and you just drive. You point the vehicle. I mean, like, I've got to navigate, and film.
You're right. So you should rest, and
I'll take a massage if you don't mind. All right, everybody. Good night. We're done. We're getting goofy.
Good night.
Bye, everybody. Good night. Somebody wrote mute on here, so you know which button to shut this thing off with.
Oh, good, because they're annoying.
Yeah, that's funny.
We are about to go through Memphis, Tennessee, and then we will be out of Tennessee shortly and heading into a new state. Today is Saturday, so it is a full drive day. Most of the campgrounds are packed up as far as state parks, so I was unable to plan ahead and find something. Tonight we will either be taking a Walmart or a rest area. I will check with some other apps to see if there are any other camping opportunities, sort of what we found last night, but we will see. We are thinking it is more a rest area night.
I like to think I'm kinda tough. Sometimes I feel invincible. I feel like I got the right stuff. I feel like I'm in control. Until you got inside my head with something new. Now I can't sleep in this bed just thinking about how I'd be lost without you. You're gonna take me out, 'cause I can hold my breath under the water. Yeah, I can take the pain, it doesn't bother me. But I wouldn't last a second without your love. No, I couldn't last a second without your love. Lock me outside, leave me in the cold. Abandon me here, feed me to the walls. But I wouldn't last a second without your love. No, I couldn't last a second without your love.
All right, everyone, we have made it to Oklahoma. We're at a rest area and it is coffee time. It is beautiful here, but quite windy, actually. I think the temperature is around 73 degrees, which isn't bad, but the winds, man, they're rocking maybe 25 miles an hour. Does it feel good? Oh yeah. Since it's so windy, we're firing up the stove in the truck. I tell you what, there really hasn't been much to film today, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been a great day. Now, coming up tomorrow, you're going to see some really cool stuff. Kitty, what do you think about some instant coffee from
Somewhere.
I think South Korea, I think.
Give me a double.
All right. I'll make it strong. I tell you what, the weather here is perfect. If we did this trip any later, I bet it would be raging hot. What do you think?
Couldn't do it. Today is Saturday and I thought the traffic might be hectic and busy, but it's been the opposite of that. It's been a peaceful drive all day long. We are going to have to do a little bit of planning as we drive to figure out where we will stop for the night.
Let's rock and roll, baby.
Let's go.
By the way, everyone, we are keeping track of broken down vehicles on the side of the road for this trip, so we can give you all some information. What is the most common vehicle brand broken down on the side of the road? Now, so far, there is a winner. Not going to say what it is, but there's a pattern. Stay tuned to the end of this series to find out what is the most common broken down vehicle. Last time, it was Jeep.
Jeep won last time.
Yeah, there was tons of broken down Jeeps, especially the Gladiator truck. That was the most broken down vehicle last year. So we will see. We will see. Alright everyone, it is update time. We are outside of Oklahoma City. In fact, we're about to punch through and then we are going to call it a night. We are going to find a rest area and stop for the night. Susie and I are both getting tired. It has been a good day. Really can't complain about anything other than Bob here right in our faces. Check this out. I'm having a hard time navigating, which is, some say, the hardest job. I don't know about our captain here. How are you, Susie?
Blind. Oh my god.
All I can see is spots right now. How dare you, Bob? How dare you? Susie, may I interest you in some biscuits and gravy? Well, folks, our evening is pretty much wrapping up. We are going to have dinner out of a bag, call it a night. We are in a gas station parking lot, and this is just about as good as we could do. We are out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around except for this gas station, so it is what it is.
It is. We made great time today. We're gonna eat, sleep a little bit, and hit the road because we have places to go.
I love biscuits and gravy. And I'm the type of guy who really likes the gravy runny. So, I really made this to perfection. You like it runny too, don't you? You like really watery gravy, right? It's very runny.
It's okay though, I don't mind it.
I may have put just a little bit too much water in it, but whatever. Now, we were hoping to find a better spot to stop tonight, but that didn't happen. We checked just about every app out there. There's no sites to camp at, there's nothing. There is a KOA campground not too far from here, but it was booked solid. That is the one thing that we've noticed with this trip, is like everybody is out. Everybody's traveling. Every campground is 100% full. I think with a lot of people, they are sick and tired of the COVID lockdowns, and everyone is ready to get out, and they are. With this trip, we're still being COVID conscious. We're staying away from people. We are self-sufficient in our vehicle. We have everything here that we need, including a toilet, a bathroom. At some point in time, we'll stop and stock up on food.
Even though we are traveling, we are not gonna get hotels or anything like that. We are doing camping, and we have a good system, and we shared that a little bit in our first road trip about how we take a shower while on the road.
I like your friends.
They are my friends.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
Did you sleep good?
I did, I slept great.
Inside of our palace. So again, we're inside Oklahoma, outside of Oklahoma City. We are making our way to New Mexico today. We can do it, Susie.
We can do it.
Yeah. Coffee's been made, we have breakfast, and that means that we are ready to hit the road. Susie, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Turn left onto US Route 66. In a quarter mile, merge onto I-40 West.
Well, everyone, it is update time. This is day 3. We are outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. We are making awesome progress. It is nice and warm, but yet there's a beautiful breeze. It feels amazing. Susie's back there making lunch. It is sandwich time. Today, everything has been going very well. We're making excellent mileage. We have about another 4 or 5 hours of driving, then we'll be where we are going to go for the night. And in truth, the adventure really begins once we get there. There are so many cool things that we are going to do, so many things that we're going to share. I can't wait.
So back here in the truck, we have our bathroom and our kitchen. Don't worry, completely sanitary, but sometimes you do have to stand in the bathroom to use the kitchen.
That's true. Sometimes you have to sit on the toilet to make a sandwich.
Today we are having ham, salami, and provolone sandwiches with some fruit and half of a peanut butter bar on the side. Pretty simple, but it hits the spot.
I am so thankful for that breeze because it is hot already.
Hot.
It's like 84, something like that. But the breeze really makes it comfortable. And of course, I get mustard all over. It's what I do.
I think the ads playing at the pumps at Love's is so loud. That's what I keep hearing.
Probably. What is she doing? Or he doing? One of the most interesting things about our road trip is people watching. You stop at a rest area, a gas station, you watch people. Everyone's doing weird stuff.
I love how we're all out here doing what we want to do. Freedom, you know?
That's it.
And I admire all these people that are out in these huge RVs, driving on the roads. It's crazy. You have to be fearless to do that, I think. Because we see big RVs, so incredibly long, pulling vehicles. It's amazing.
Yeah. Everybody is seeking adventure. 2021 is the year of adventure. Everybody's had enough. They have to get out.
Yeah, and adventure means something different to everybody. Some people like to take their RV to the lake and park it, and that's their adventure. Some of us like to hike into the mountains, and that's our adventure.
Right.
We are running off to the desert, that's our adventure.
That's it. It's interesting to see how the year is shaping up with COVID, because like so much of the country, well, you could say that some parts are in lockdown, but lockdown doesn't mean anything. Just in case you're not in the US, the United States was never locked down. You can pretty much do anything you want to, besides get a haircut or go to a restaurant. Silly things. But otherwise, you can do anything you want to. We were driving through Texas, and they were having a concert on the side of the road. Thousands of people all together, having a blast. The country is open.
And it has been.
And it has been. I think the interesting thing is that we talk to so many people, and their countries are not that way.
The United States is too big. It's too big to control. And we're humans, we're people. We want to do stuff.
But we're getting off topic, everyone. We're going to eat our lunch. We'll be back on the road here in a minute. Oh yeah. New Mexico. Yes.
We're here.
Woohoo. Wow, Susie, this is amazing.
Wow, look at the view. Wow.
They haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I haven't seen it good yet either.
All right, everyone. This is one of the big destinations for this trip. My friends, welcome to the New Mexico Badlands. Have you ever seen anything like it?
Never. Never.
We are going to take you places which look just otherworldly. It looks like you're on a different planet. It's amazing. Yeah, we made it, Susie.
Yes.
Good job, babe. Susie has been a trooper. She's amazing. I tell you what, let's go find a campsite.
Yes.
What do you think of this place?
It's so pretty. It's awesome.
Let's go ahead and show everyone our view. I don't think you can complain about this.
As for the trip to New Mexico from North Carolina, we did this in 3 days. We left on a Friday. We have arrived on Sunday, and now we have days and days to explore. We will be exploring, and we will be moving to different states, exploring different locations, and really taking our time before we start the journey back east.
Oh man, that smells unreal.
Tonight's dinner is steak sandwiches. We have shaved beef with peppers and onions, and we're gonna eat them open-faced on buns with provolone cheese.
Woo.
It's really nice when you have the opportunity to cook while you're out on road trips. It doesn't happen all the time, as sometimes you have to make a sandwich or eat out of a bag, but I was really looking forward to getting to camp tonight and cooking.
I was just thinking, Susie, you know, the viewers, they know me. They know that I'm a connoisseur of fine foods and fine coffee. Nothing but the best. Like Taster's Nasty.
Last night, he was in charge of dinner.
Yeah, that was delicious, by the way. I really like biscuits and gravy with like watered down gravy. That's so good.
It was good. You did a great job.
So there's the truck. Here's our incredible view. Susie, that looks amazing.
It smells so good.
It does. Let's eat.
Let's eat.
Now tomorrow we are going to do some serious hiking into an awesome place. There's very little about this place on YouTube. We cannot wait to share it with you all. We're tired, we're going to eat, and probably just go to bed, really. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, really, this BLM land was our stopping point for our third night. We still have a little bit of a drive to get to our backpacking destination, but it's in this area. So this was the perfect pit stop for our third night. And it's great. It's not that far from the road.
No.
We're up here alone. It's beautiful. I'm so thankful that we get to experience this and be here. and this is just the beginning.
It is.
Yeah.
Anytime that you can go on a road trip and get to where you're going without any problems, gosh, that is such a good feeling.
I know, it's always like, thank you, thank you. I feel so blessed to be able to get here with no issues. But for me, the trip started as soon as we left the house. Camping in Tennessee in the freezing weather.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget that.
Right.
Pulling over, sleeping at a gas station. I'm never gonna forget that,
right.
You know? So for me, it's as soon as we leave and start our road trips, I enjoy every minute of them.
It's every single part is an adventure. And that's why, folks, you have to get out. This is the year 2021. It's all about adventure. You can get out, you can stay away from people at the same time, just like we are. You can do it. No excuses. All right, enough talk. Let's eat, kitty.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah. This looks awesome. So here we go. Freaking amazing.
Is it good? Perfect. I've been wanting good food all day long.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm up, Susie's up. Check out this place. Wow. It is amazing. And this is where we slept, folks. Right here on the edge of this mountain. I just fired up the kettle. It's time to get some coffee going. And then Susie and I will figure out what we are going to do today. There's so many cool things that we can get into. There's so many remote places that we can head to. For this trip, we are testing out numerous products, including this new Jackery. This is the Explorer 1500. We have a Blue Yeti in the back there. That's the 2000. And so far with this trip, both units have given us some trouble. This one did not want to charge when it was cold. It would still export power though. The Blue Yeti will not charge on 12 volt at all for some reason. So, issues, man, issues. With this trip, we are testing out gear as well. So we have those two items. I'm testing out this jacket from Mountain Hardware, and we have some other stuff. We did bring a luxury item. We brought a toaster here so we can have some toast this morning. Oh yes, I love toast. In my opinion, nothing is better than some butter, some jelly, or even butter and honey is really good. Susie, look at those mountains.
Oh, they're really coming into view now.
Wow. Okay. I hopped up without knocking my coffee over this time, so.
That's a win.
I have a history of doing that, so I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. It's fine. Good morning. Cheers. Susie, cheers. Good morning.
Cheers. Good morning.
What an incredible place to be. I mean, this is just unreal. Those snow-capped mountains are just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's multiple layers. So you have this ridge right here, which is closest to us, and there's another range behind it, and then there's another one over here.
Yeah. Even the layers of colors in the canyon down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a piece of art. Looks like art to me. Like a beautiful painting.
Mm-hmm. People who are not from the United States or who have never been here before can't quite grasp how large this country is and just how remote most of it is. You have a few population centers where like 80% of the population lives, like in the bigger cities.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else, there's nothing.
Yeah, I would say even being from the United States, if you haven't traveled a lot, it's hard to understand as well. This is the first time I've seen anything like this, and I'm blown away. And the differences from here versus where we live.
Mm-hmm.
Where we live, there's so much green. We have trees everywhere. It's like this lush green color pretty much all the time except in the middle of winter. But we still have so many trees, and you get out here and there is no grass. It's dirt. And even the sun is different here than where we live. Well, try a piece of my toast.
Oh, okay.
Special recipe.
Ooh, is that apple jelly? Sourdough bread, butter, apple jelly? Mmm. That is freaking awesome.
Good?
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome. I
Okay.
heart toast.
We're bringing a toaster. It is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity.
Our plan is to finish up breakfast. I need to get ready, change clothes, get ready for some backpacking, and we will hit the road. We have about an hour and 10 minutes to drive to get to this secret location. Where we are headed, there's no signs for it.
Mm-mm.
You're not going to find directions to it. It is extremely remote.
And it's a secret, so
Mm-hmm.
don't ask. Just enjoy the video and the scenery that we show.
You just instantly pissed off like 3 people.
Some things have to be like left untouched,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
It is time to get ready for some backpacking, folks. And for that, I need some sun protection. Also known as backpacking professional. All right, Susie and I, for the most part, are packed up, ready to rock and roll. Let's shut up the truck. It is time to go. With this road, it is washboarded pretty badly. Your instinct is to slow down on it, but that's really not the best thing to do. Get your speed up and it's more manageable.
road trip and camping along the way. We are in New Mexico and we are about to start our backpacking trip. And that's part 2, so you want to stay tuned for that. Don't miss it, it's gonna be great.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Susie, let's hike.
Let's go.
All right, we will see you all in part 2.